Hello, you're here for lockdown. Praise up with me, Stephen. We're walking through Philippians because in lockdown, there ain't nothing better than looking at this letter. Woo! It's Thursday, the view from lockdown day, where I show you some photos that sum up quintessential lockdown, the essence of lockdown. 2 photos for you. 1, look at that bored cow. Right? Isn't that your lockdown face, right? That is Stephen to a T on day 37 of lockdown. Like that, right? But then, second photo, a photo of hope. My first KFC in lockdown. What a glorious moment. That is the view from lockdown this week. From bored cow to fried chicken. Woo! Anyway, we're into Philippians 1 and we're out of verse 1. Big shock. And over the next few days, we're going to be kind of exploring Paul's heart, because what we have here is Paul's heart on a page. We see what makes him tick. Because our man Paul, he's writing this from prison. From jail in Rome, nearly like 1,200 kilometers away from Philippi. That's a long way. And just imagine being in prison. I mean, you think you've been in lockdown the last few days? That ain't nothing to what Paul went through. This is real lockdown. And yet, here we see Paul's heart of thankful joy. Look at verse 3. I thank my God every time I remember you. What a legend. I mean, he's praying about other people. This man, Paul, has an attitude of gratitude from prison. Paul's heart of thankful joy. I mean, we've been locked down in England with sun and food and exercise, and still I've been moaning and groaning and thinking, woe is me, this is the worst, this is so difficult for me. Our man Paul is looking outside his bubble, looking at others, and just look at that thankful heart. He's been thanking God for the Christians in Philippi. This is Paul's heart of thankful joy. And why is he so thankful? Well, there's 2 reasons as to why Paul is so thankful. Number 1, because the Philippians are gospel partners. Have a look at verse 5. I thank my God for you, verse 5, because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now. This reminds me of like Bob the Builder. Bob the Builder. Oh yes, I was alive when Bob first came out. And that tune was amazing, right, wasn't it? Especially the bit that went like this. Scoop, Muck and Dizzy and Rolly too. Lofty and Wendy join Bob's crew, working together to get the job done. I think that's how it went. Anyway, that's Bob's crew, right? And they all work together on the one big plan. Oh, it's lovely. As Christians, we're part of a better crew. Not Bob's crew, God's crew. Working on a great project. Well, God's big project. His kingdom. Like, as you become a Christian, well, we've become gospel partners working together for that one goal of telling the world about Jesus. And that means we're never alone. That's why Paul's saying thank you. Even in prison, he's saying thank you guys. I work with you guys. We're gospel partners. Woo! Amazing. But secondly, Paul's so thankful because of the gospel guarantee. Have a look at verse 6. Being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion to the day of Christ Jesus. See, God is not like Stephen. Stephen is a notorious starter of books. I mean, here's a selection of books that are on the go, that I've started. I struggle to finish books, but that's not like God. God always finishes what he starts. See, when God chooses to save you, he saves you. When God starts salvation in you, he finishes salvation in you. And nothing can mess that up, right? That's the gospel guarantee. We cannot stop God's salvation. We cannot mess up God's plans. What a reason to thank God. For Paul, he loves and cares for this church. And he's like, yes, I thank my God that he's going to get you to heaven. God starts it, God finishes it. That's the gospel guarantee. See, this is why Paul's so thankful, because they're gospel partners stamped with the gospel guarantee on them. And those are two things that you can thank God for about every single Christian. And so why not start praying bigger and outside yourself, like Paul? Because so often we focus our prayers on me and my needs and my bubble. Make sure others feature big in your prayers, especially in lockdown when it's so easy to get looking in on ourselves, right? Pray for gospel partners. Praise God for that gospel guarantee. I love Paul's heart of thankful joy. And look at this. All of this is done, verse 4, with joy. See, in all my prayers for you, I always pray with joy, Paul says. Joy in every prayer. Even in lockdown prison, Paul is joyful. For us, joy might be that feeling that you get on summer camp, or the last day of school, that moment, or your first ever victory in COD Warzone, right? It's a festival, celebratory word, right? Good times language, but joy describing prison time? What? This is Paul's heart of thankful joy. See, joy is one of the big themes of Philippians, and we'll keep coming back to it. Simply put, it's like happiness inside no matter what's going on outside, because of Jesus. If you know Jesus, Paul's basically going to say through the whole letter, you have infinite reasons to be joyful, even in lockdown. So rejoice. We get a glimpse as to Paul's heart of thankful joy, and that is what I want my heart to look like. So let's pray. Father, thank you for what we read here. Thank you that every other Christian is a partner in the gospel. Every other Christian has that gospel guarantee that we will get to glory with you forever, no matter what. And Lord, help us to have hearts like Paul, hearts that are filled with thankful joy for you. Amen. Cheerio.